Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We've got two fantastic games for you today as we continue our journey through all the tiers in World of Tanks, and we're going to start with the most ridiculous. Of course, the rocket launching tank. The Tier 9 rocket launcher. Because if I had a rocket launcher, this game would be so much fun. It's the DZT-159. Here it goes. Okay, engage. Going to engage the rocket. Let's watch. We just have to see the rocket boost. There. Oh, it's beautiful. What did we recap so far? We've done all the tiers up till Tier 9 now. Rocket launch. Tier 1, 2, 3. Training ground. Rocket launch. Tier 4. Starts to get fun, starts to get interesting. Tier 5. Whoa, boy. Very interesting. Perfect training ground. It's when you decide whether you want to continue the game. Tier 6 and 7. Best tiers in the game. Fun, balanced. The most fun you can have with your clothes on. Tier 8, that's when Wargaming cashes in. That's when all the premium tanks show up. It's a shit show. Now we've got the high tiers. The high tiers is Tier 9 and 10. So basically our recap was fun at the low tiers. Tier 6 and 7 is the sweet spot. Really fun to play. Tier 8 is a shit show. For reasons that I already went through in the other videos. Then you get to the high tiers, 9 and 10. Tier 9 is the best. Tier 9 is much more. It's better than Tier 10. If you have to play the high tiers, if you're a casual player, if you're just a regular schmo player, Tier 9, that's the best. Tier 10, if you are a dedicated professional in this game, if you're in a clan and you're very serious and you've nothing wrong with grinding all the way, you got Tier 10, you know, knock yourselves out. If you can perform well, if you can keep the credits coming in, Tier 10 is the most competitive, and you will shine if you're a good player. But if you're a regular casual player and you want to play the high tiers, I think Tier 9 is better for you. Because Tier 9, you're going to face some Tier 8s, maybe some Tier 7s. You'll get to fight some Tier 10s a little bit, but most Tier 9 tanks are this close to Tier 10s. And they're that far above Tier 8s and Tier 7s. The discrepancy is so huge, it's such a jump, that you will shit all over the Tier 7s and 8s, and you'll have to contend with a few Tier 10s. Whereas if you're playing Tier 10, you're almost always against Tier 10s and 9s. Some of the best tanks at Tier 9 that I enjoy, Leopard PTA, T-54, there's so many that are really good, but you could just look at those tanks. Something like a T-54 is... No, let's pick a different one. Well, this one's probably a better example. The other one I really like at Tier 9 is the E-50. The E-50 becomes the E-50M. But an E-50 is almost an E-50M already, right? If you fire premium ammo, an E-50 at Tier 9 is basically a Tier 10. And you're one tier lower. And I think it's like that, T-54 is almost a T-62A or an object. Whatever the fuck. Right? It is. It's very close. The Tier 9s are it's kind of a bump in their performance level at Tier 9, and not much of a bump when you get to Tier 10, except for a few where you got to get to Tier 10 to get that big gun, like the Death Star, stuff like that. But I'd say Tier 9 is if you're going to play the high tiers, the Tier 9 is the more friendly. And if you had a rocket launcher, you would not hesitate to use it. Why aren't you using a rocket launcher? Boop. Engage the rocket launcher now. Won't you hurt him if you engage the rocket launcher? Poor Sheridan. I was hoping he'd engage the rocket launcher and ram him. Hey, how's your Tier 8 premium tank that you bought a couple of months ago? This is the guy the guy that just died. He's the player who died. He used to play World of Tanks, but now he died. The XM57. How's that working out for you? It was pretty good when you were top tier for the first 2-3 weeks. But it's been over a month now. How much fun is it in the Tier 10 games? Well, it's a little slow and I can't seem to bounce very much. Oh, I wonder why. But I digress. There's a T-95. Whoa! Oh, he poked on it. Don't poke twice on a T-95. Oh, and he's stunned, and he not only did he... First you told the T-95 you were there. Just shoot him right there. It'll go in. Right through the track. He's not... Yeah. You know... You can't see him. I was going to show you. Where you had that track wheel, just shoot him there. It'll go in. It will. When the T-95's angled, shoot that front track wheel. It'll go in. Not straight on. Not when he's straight on, but when he's angled, it'll go in. No, it won't, Klaus. Yes, it will. Try it. But the track wheel sticks out. Well, not when he's sideways. Sideways, you got the full shot. When he's angled just a little bit, shoot that track wheel. The inner part of it. It's just double tracks. It's a T-28 with an extra set of tracks. It'll go in. There. Oh, here. Oh, that was lucky. Oh, when the T-95 is going to say, oh, I got you. The T-95 shot the dead tank. Oh, and he's stunned again. Whoa, and the T-95 is stunned again. Whoa. Okay, he's just backing up. He's stunned and backing up. And here goes the artillery. The artillery went after him. That was beautiful. So, yeah. So is it worth playing Tier 9, guys? It is. If you had a rocket launcher. Can't be serious when you see this on the screen. Right? When you see these rocket launching things, can't be serious about the commentary. But I think Tier 9, if you're grinding and you're starting the game and you get to Tier 9, spend some time there. Use your Tier 8 tanks to grind credits, and then stick to Tier 9. Don't rush to Tier 10. Because your Tier 9 tank, like I said, is almost as good as a Tier 10. And just stay there for a while and learn the... just learn about playing at Tier 9. And take one or... maybe grind 1 or 2 or 3 Tier 9s and just play those. And then grind credits with your Tier 8s. And when you get really frustrated, go down to Tier 6 and have some fun. And when you play Tier 9, you'll more and more often you will... Oh, let's see if he gets the badger. Oh, we tracked him. Armor was not hit. Is he shooting HE now? Let's see if this shot... Let's just watch this and then I'll tell you what I was going to say. Right through the bottom plate. Oh, the artillery got him. You get to face some Tier 10s and you'll be able to hurt them with the Tier 9. And some Tier 8s, but you know, you won't feel helpless. You're much more competitive, and you'll learn what's like to play against the Tier 10s. If you rush through Tier 9 and you get yourself a Tier 10, you're gonna fight 14, 15. You're gonna have 14 Tier 10 teammates, and you're gonna have 15 Tier 10 enemies, and you missed the training ground for fighting at Tier 10. Tier 9 is the training ground for just Tier 10, Tier 10, Tier 10. There's a group of people. And it's usually the players that have played for a long time that play exclusively Tier 10. They're good players. No, they've done the game. They may seal club at Tier 5 and 6 or 7 occasionally, but they play Tier 10 and they get all the new tanks and they get them upgraded right away. And they're good at playing Tier 10. So if you're just starting the grind through the game, and you just, you went Tier 6, 7, you got yourself a premium tank, 8, then you get Tier 9, and it's like, you've only been playing for a month, because you can get to Tier 9 now playing the game for only a couple of weeks, a month. If you rush to Tier 10, your experience may not be that much fun. So I'm just saying, take your time. There's plenty of time. Plenty of time to get shit on by Unicomps. You don't have to... Is that guy still there? If he is, you're dead. If he's pointed at you. I think he went around the other way, back to his base. So... take your time when you get to your first Tier 9 and get the lay of the land. Figure it out. Learn the how different Tier 10s play. Where to expect certain Tier 10s. You go to a choke point, going to a choke point in Tier 5 is different than going to a choke point at Tier 10. Now, if you just rush to Tier 10 and you get to the choke point, it's the first time you've ever seen an Object 705, it's not going to go very well. Right? You got to learn. And when you're playing Tier 9 and you get shit on by a Tier 10, This is when it gets serious, because if you don't learn the game, if you're going to keep playing and you're going to play at tier 9 and 10, but you never bother to really learn the game, it's going to be very frustrating. You're going to let your team down, and it's not going to be fun. And what do I mean by learn the game? Like you're learning the map, where to go on the map. You're learning like how far you can see, and you're learning lots of different things. But you really have to learn how to not get damaged and how to damage others. So when you're playing, you get to tier 8 or 9 and you get shit on by some tier 10 and you shoot them 5 times and you can't pen them. Don't just keep trying. That's when you go to the website, Tanks GG, and you pull up the tier 10 that shit on you, and you pull up the armor model and you look at it and you go, oh, I was shooting here. That's 400 millimeters of armor. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't think it was weak, right? And look for where the weak armor is. You got to start doing that stuff, or use your rocket launcher. So you can go to these websites and you can start learning about the tanks and exactly where to shoot them. When you look at the armor, that some of the areas on the side, like 30, 50, if you have a high caliber gun, you can auto pen some of these positions. So when the thing's, even if it's angled like that, and you just shoot it in the side there, even though it says effective armor 88.7 there, the impact armor is 20 millimeters. 20. If you have a 120 millimeter gun, and this thing is looking at you, or is just like that, where do you shoot it? You just shoot it right there, and it's going to go in. You don't shoot it here. You don't shoot it there. You don't shoot it here. You don't try and aim for that. You just shoot it in the side, right? You got to start looking at all the different armor models for the different. And buddy, you lost, therefore you suck, and you weren't patient. And even though you got 7,000 damage, maybe you should spend some more time at tier 9 before you go to tier 10. Maybe everyone's told you that there's a tank in the game, a tier 10 tank that's fantastic, like the Super Conqueror, and you're grinding it, and you've got the tier 9. You've got the Conqueror. You don't have the Super Conqueror yet. You just have a Conqueror. Your Conqueror is not super. Right? You've got the regular Conqueror. You want the Super Conqueror. The Super Conqueror is a tier 10 one. It's going to take you a lot of games to grind the XP and everything to get the Super Conqueror. So you're not quite super yet. You're just regular. You got the regular Conqueror. So take your time. You don't have to rush and get the Super Conqueror, because once you get that Super Conqueror, you're not going to be a lot better than you were when you had the Conqueror. And the Super Conqueror, well, it's not going to feel that super. So, because you have to learn how to play it, and it's like a whole new learning curve. So, take your time with the Conqueror. Like this player is playing the Conqueror. He's grinding his way to get the Super Conqueror, and he finally aces his tank. And trust me, you take your time at tier 9, and you're going to learn. Usually, you learn kind of the techniques required for the tier 10. In most cases, not all cases, but certainly for the tanks like this. He's gonna do everything that he needs to do when he gets the Conqueror, but he's gonna practice in the Super Conqueror, and maybe he'll accidentally run into some tier 8s, and it'll be a little easier, right? So he's got this is the rock you'd go to with the Super Conqueror, because the Super Conqueror has a fantastic turret. So you want to stay here, and you want to be hull down instead of ass up. And when that BZ pokes, you're gonna shoot him. But the BZ's not going to poke because he's smart. He's a tier 10. The XMG, whatever, GG, the XM66F is poked because he's tier 8. Okay, now you're going to bounce on him, right? Because he has very strong armor. And he's going to pen you easily because you don't have a Super Conqueror yet. But you're learning, right? Shoot him. And you missed. He's learning, guys, okay? This is what you got to do. Be patient. There's the XM57. Shoot him in the roof. There you go. See, he's learning. There's the XM57. Let's my condolences, buddy, for buying those Christmas boxes and getting yourself one. Now you can enjoy playing in tier 10 games and losing all your HP like that, because let's say the matchmaking is no more fun for you. Yes, this guy's doing it perfectly. This guy will eventually be a very good Super Conqueror player, because he's learning on the Conqueror. And this is what... Oh, almost. You took a chance, and he did it right. And he's hiding his turret behind the rock, and now he's going to... Beautiful. He's doing well. This is fun. He's being surrounded now, though. There's a bat chat coming up behind him. And one critique I'm going to make of him. You see how he's poking? You're poking before you're reloaded. And he does have a big weak spot up here. Not like the Super Conqueror. And that's not going to go in. But he only bounced a couple of shots. Very good, very good. He's doing well. I shouldn't critique him too much. Oh, we didn't pet. Now the T-57 is going to go and die because you know, he's not dead yet, and he's wondering, well, why am I not dead yet? Why don't I just pull over here and die? That was a strategy. Well done. I'm not dead yet. Why don't I pull up right in front of all the enemy guns and turn sideways? I think that might work. That's a guy who rushed to tier 10. Well, I thought my tank was good. It has an auto loader. And now the Super Conqueror, this is his test. He's behind the rock. He's gonna, can he? Can he? Can he? Hold on. Hold on. I'm coming. Hold on. There's the tier 8 that's moving forward, and he's just trying his best. He took a big one there. He took a big one. That's okay. Now he can shoot him back. Oh, his track absorbed one. How does the track absorb? That was heat. The guy shot heat into him. He's going to take another hit. No. Yes and no. Yes and no. He's hanging on, guys. He's hanging on. This is good, isn't it? And he's... Yes! Oh. He is learning how to play this tank properly. Patience. Getting himself into the right position. Oh, and he baited the shot. That was done. And Wargaming said, fuck you. You're a tier 9 and that's a tier 10, you cheap bastard. Oh, reload. Good. Good. He has to protect himself behind the rock. Now, hopefully this VZ takes the hit for him because he's got more HP. Don't pull out till the VZ takes a hit. Wait till the... Not the VZ. Wait till the BZ shoots. No! No, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'd let your teammate take the hit. He's trying to bait the shot, but very risky. Very risky. HE shell will kill you, buddy. But the guy shot heat in your tracks. Beautiful. Muppet and the BZ. And now here goes your VZ to finish him off. But you've hit some first. And he takes him out. That's beautiful gameplay, isn't it, guys? And this is a player that's just patient and learning his tank, learning how to play. And also, like, learning how to play a heavy tank. I didn't even mention this yet. When you're rampaging through the tiers and you get to the high tiers like this, if you play like one game in a light tank, one game in a medium tank, one game in an SPG, one game in a heavy tank, you bounce around like that all the time, you're probably going to suck in every single one. You gotta... Oh, it depends how long you play the game and how many games you play, right? Some of you can play all the tanks and you could be great at all of them. But advice for beginners, specialize. It's time to specialize, at least for a while, right? Stick with the heavy tanks for a while. Play those heavy tanks and get better and better and better at them. Learn them. There's different map positions that you go to. Different roles in the game, especially at the high tiers for a heavy tank and a light tank. Completely different. A great heavy tank player... Let's see if he makes the shot. Yes. A great heavy tank player may suck in light tanks at tier 9. And vice versa. So specialize a little bit. Play on the order of hundreds of games in the heavy tanks at tier 9. And if you suck, say, you know, maybe I'm not really good at this. Then try a few hundred games in medium tank or a light tank. Learn what you're more adapted to. This strikes me as a player who is... grinding the Conqueror. He wants the Super Conqueror, and he's learning what's important for his tank. He went right to the choke point, right? He didn't waste his time going to a relevant position in the map. He went right to the choke point. He knows how to try and bait a shot, make it hard. You see that? He made it hard for this guy to shoot him because he's wiggling around. He's basically wiggling his weak spot. He knows he can't do anything fast. He can't run away. He has to stand his ground. He does everything that I don't know how to do. I'm a terrible heavy tank player. Right? I'd be looking at what flank do I flex to. Can't do that in a heavy tank. But he's learning and he's specializing in his tank. He's going to be a good player. if you bounce around from all the tiers, you tend to not... it's hard to sort all that out in your mind and and be effective in all of them. Especially if you play like 4 or 5 games in a light tank, then you switch to heavy tank. It's like you're going all different positions in the map. You're playing completely differently. And he's being spotted by ELC even, which is probably, where is it? The Squall needs to go find it. Let's see, can we figure out where's the ELC even, guys? There he is. I'll take him out. Oh. How did he get spotted? Did the ELC even shoot? Did he even shoot? He must have shot to get spotted, I don't know, or moved out of the bush, because he would have had to be proxy spotted. This concealment was so good in that location, so I don't know how he got spotted. Maybe the Squall fired his gun blindly at the bush and he moved out of the bush. I don't know. This guy, he's doing it all. He's doing it right. Doing it right. Doing it right. Oh, yeah. Look at that, on the move. He knows when he's winning. He could just let her rip. Oh, look at this. I'd stop. Boom. Ricochet. So a little bit of a contrast there. A non-patient gameplay in one of the new ridiculous tanks with the rocket launcher, or just a guy being very patient and learning his tank and doing a fantastic job in the Conqueror. He finally aced the tank. He finished on top with 6,000 damage. And I say, buddy, that was very well played. He made a little bit of credits because of the rewards. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content. And tomorrow, we finally reach Tier 10. What's in store at Tier 10? I'll catch you on the next one.